Yes, please.
Yeah.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Congratulations.
It's great. I tested negative for COVID today, so that's a great day. Hence, no mask. I feel a lot better. I'm still, trying to get my energy back. I'm still pretty fatigued. Constantly sleeping recently, but for the most part, in terms thankfully I didn't catch a cough. Usually that leads to bronchitis, and we were really trying to make sure that that didn't happen. Um, but I was able to get the medicine I needed, and thankfully it shortened the process up. So it's been not the Paris that I dreamed of, and still is the Paris that I dreamed of.
You're finally an Olympic champion. How important is that for you?
It's very important. It's the one that I thought was gonna get away. Well, no, I never thought it was gonna get away. It was just the Olympic 100-meter championship was definitely the one that I thought was gonna be the hardest to get, and it was extremely hard. But every time I try to go after this 200 one, it gets harder. But maybe we're just building the greatest 200-meter world champion or Olympic champion story in the world. So, and that's time for the future. But yeah, this 100-meter one, it means a lot because it gains me the title of world's fastest man, and I feel that going into the future, for the way that I want to be able to push the sport, that's a title that I just need to have to gain attention. I mean, we saw what happened in Budapest when the world's fastest man talks about world championships. People look, people see, people pay attention. So to have these titles, that helps push the motive.
What was the congratulations from the NFL stars now?
I'm sorry.
The NBA stars now?
Nobody. Well, there are a few people who play, but more people who used to play. I actually had Shaq reach out to me and congratulate me and say that he agrees with my comment from last year. But yeah, I mean, I don't. They have their own thing to worry about. I'm not here to look for apologies or anything like that. Opinions are opinions. I mean, I didn't say an opinion, but anyway, that's not what I'm here for. I'm not here for the NBA.
It seems like KD isn't able to stop, and he just commented on your third place. Is this something you can ignore, or is it just oh, come on?
I didn't know he said anything until you just told me.
He commented something.
I don't really need to know.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
Being in a show, overcoming obstacles is part of your life. So how much of that story did now happen here in Paris again?
I'd say that it definitely made the plot thicker in adding things on top. I feel it's going to be a really interesting story when I'm telling my kids how I got this one, and they're like, what's COVID? And I'm like, thankfully you never have to deal with that. But at the time, I feel it's going to be a huge story just piling on top of, the hurdles and obstacles that I've had to just go through with my life.
How hard was it to run 200 meters? It's only 200 meters, but running with COVID, how was it?
I've never heard anybody say it's only 200 meters. That's a wild statement to say right there. It was pretty difficult. Me and my sports therapist, we knew going in that we were going to have to just try and channel as much energy. Going into the semis was probably the hardest one because I didn't know where my body was at all, and I was running, and usually that top end speed that I had was just not there. And even in the finals, it wasn't there. But I knew going into it, I had to be able to give everything that I had at all costs. And a lot of people criticize me for my introduction, but if I didn't do that, there's no way that I would have been energetic enough to actually get the bronze medal. So I don't care what people have to say. I'm going to do what I have to do the best for myself.
Are you afraid of any consequences regarding COVID, or were you afraid?
I mean, the biggest thing that I didn't want to happen was for others to get sick, which is why we tried the best to stay away. I mean, I didn't warm up near anybody. Even the medical staff that was working on me was very select, so that we had very limited contact. I moved out of the village, and we were just trying to make sure that nobody else got sick because I want them to have their best chance of competing as well. Other than that, I've had 3 COVID shots, and this is probably my 3rd time having COVID, so I'm pretty used to it by now.
Talk about your gold medal. It was a desire fulfilled for your home country.
Yeah.
A 100-meter gold medal. How did you experience the feedback concerning that fact?
I felt it's been very good. It's been there's been great highs, and then there's been people who, of course, don't want me to win it. But most of them are not American. No, America is very excited to be bringing back home the gold medal in the 100 meters.
How much of a boost is this now for you personally and for track and field as a sport?
It depends who you ask. For me, I feel it's a humongous moment as we go in, because I've always felt that I'm the right guy for the job to, put the sport in a different places that it's never been in before. And as I feel that America does very well is we are very good marketers, and marketing higher and higher when an American has the medal is able to put it in places that it doesn't normally go. Of course, every country has its own, way of marketing, but I feel that the U.S. does a very good job of it.
I think marketing is also a matter of world records, and scientists say we are reaching a limit. And if you see the world record, do you have the feeling you got a new world record in you in the next years?
Definitely. I don't believe in limits. I mean, you just keep evolving. I mean, the world goes on. I mean, if we had a limit, then I don't think we'd be here right now. You can look at animals and life and the way that evolves with time, it's going to adapt, and humans are no different.
Last 2 weeks here in Paris, what was the biggest attraction of the city? The Eiffel Tower or your 100-meter race?
What was the biggest what?
The attraction of the city.
Direction of the city.
Attraction.
What's the biggest attraction? Well, I just did an interview with one of the biggest talk show hosts in France, and she said that I've been the biggest attraction. So I was very honored to hear that, because there's been amazing performances here in Paris. So I didn't expect that to happen, but I guess you could say both, since some of the Eiffel Tower is right here.
Noah, last one. Your training companion, Gina Lückenkämper,
Yes.
drove home yesterday night. How do you feel about that? How much does she
we're all very proud of her. She works very hard, and we know that she came over from Germany, and it's a huge change. The way we train in America is not the same to any other country. There's very much that mentality of you're gonna work, and then you're gonna train, and then you're gonna race with that training load on you. And hearing that is like, oh my gosh, you're not going to give me my legs? Why would we do that? Learn to run through the pain. And but no, she's been a huge sport. She's worked for this very hard. She does everything that's asked for her and more. She deserves everything that she's gone out there and gotten. I was there when she won the European in Germany, and it was a humongous moment, and I was so happy to see her whole country in the stadium just cheering her on for that amazing performance, and still seeing her continue to strive for more. That's what all of us are here for.
Thank you guys, sorry.
All right, guys.
Show us your medals. 1 second.
All right, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, this is cool. Hey, how you doing? Thank you very much. No good. I tasted negative.